everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live for this week. I almost said welcome to our Touch Base Thursday, but it is our Thursday on Wednesday, and I'm excited to be going live with you all this evening. And I apologize for the last minute kind of letting you know I was going to be going live with you tonight, but I figured I'd catch you all tonight versus New Year's Eve. So I'm just going to give it a couple minutes here for you guys to find me and see that I am live with you all. And then we will go ahead and get started. Hi, Patty and Carol and Penny, Kathy. Hi, ladies. Welcome to our fun projects that we're going to be sharing with you tonight. So true confession, these projects were designed literally this afternoon. But I decided that I was gone longer than I wanted to be at my mom's. Not that I'm complaining. We had a great time. She came back with us. And so I took a well-deserved, much-needed break from doing much Stampin' Up, much work, anything. I kind of just sat around the house and watched movies. And it was kind of nice. So anyway, you might have noticed I was a little quiet on my Facebook group and page. And that is why. I just took a little bit of R&R, which was really, really nice. So, hi to Kathy, Patty, Philomena. My microphone is on, so I'm hopeful that it is working okay. It is on, and it is right handy by me. You guys can probably see it even. So, hopefully, it is working okay. It is turned up. But yeah, so I'm really excited to share with you guys some fun projects. A few things that I have in the way of announcements. First of all, I hope that you all, oh my gosh, Philomena, this is my messy hair day, but thank you. I literally, like I said, decided to go live with you guys all just this morning, and then I went, oh, I didn't do anything with my hair, yeah, you can, Nat, and realized I didn't do anything with my hair. So you're getting me just the way I was this morning. So anyway, but have lots of fun things to share with you guys, so can't wait to transition down and have you guys see them. So anyway, I am not sure why I'm going in and out because my microphone is on and off. I'll have Natalie, can you unplug it and plug it back in and see if that works? And we'll see. If not, hopefully it gets better here soon when I transition down. So if not, turn your volume up a little bit more. I think it's because of the distance from my phone to me. But yeah, go ahead and plug it back in, Natalie. Anyway, so just a little bit of what we did over the Christmas time. We went to my mom's for a few days, and then we brought her back with us, and she had Christmas here with my son Matt and his wife Nicole and Chloe. So that was fun. I took her home yesterday, which I'm really glad I took her home yesterday because we woke up today to 6 inches of snow. So I was like grateful that we took her home yesterday, came back yesterday. It's a 2.5-hour drive from my house to her house and then back. And so Nicole went with, and we all took the trip over there and dropped her off and took her back home. And most of you may have seen our post about our new hedgehog that we got. So my niece Angie bought a hedgehog. My niece is almost my age. She's my husband's niece, my niece by marriage. And but she bought a hedgehog for her daughter, and her daughter didn't really care for the hedgehog or didn't really attach herself to it, and they weren't able to keep it at the house they were renting in Wisconsin. So when she came home for Christmas, she asked us if we would be willing to take on a hedgehog, and so we did, and so we have another hedgehog. So anyway, excited about that. Her name is Hazel. So Hazel joined our family just in the last week or so. And let me see here what else I have for announcements. Oh, so for sharing, most of you guys know that if you share, Natalie's messing with my camera a little bit to make my camera go up. So it's okay, Nat. I'm fine. People can see me. It's fine. She's all worried people can't see me. But anyway, if you shared my video from 2 weeks ago, which was on December 17th, you got into the drawing to receive a couple of prizes. I had up for grabs the red braided trim, and then the, what is this? This is the Snowflake Splendor ribbon. And the winners of those are Cindy Wood for the white ribbon and Misty Lynch for the red. So those will be coming your guys' way. And thanks, ladies. I know I have both of your guys' addresses. So what day is this, Janie? It is Wednesday, but I'm going live with you guys today because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and I figured you all might want to be doing your own thing. We're probably going to be watching movies, so I went live a day early. Didn't give you guys a lot of notice. I apologize. I announced it this morning first. Hey, that's what happens with being on vacation and coming back from it and getting right back into it. Anyway, up for grabs this week is the red rhinestone, basic red rhinestones, and then the beaded pearls. And these are already sold out. So if you were wanting to get some beaded pearls, share my video, you might have a chance to win those because those are sold out already. Let me see here. So what I have currently open for registration is my January 20th online bingo. And I actually only have 2 spots left, maybe 3, but not many. I am almost full with my online bingo. And then all of my normal January classes, you guys will be seeing those get posted starting the end of this week, beginning of next week. I've got a lot of them done. I just got to get the marketing set up and all my little fun pictures made. I think I have one more class to design, but I literally took the last week off. I don't think I touched a stamp in about a week. And it was a nice little break, but I'm ready to get back into this, and I'm ready to share celebration with you all and all kinds of awesome stuff. Now, if you have not received your catalog yet, I know a few of you reached out to me. The mail is really, really slow. Please be patient. Give it about another week, and if you do not receive your catalog, let me know and I will send one to you. The catalog doesn't go live until January 5th, so you got a little bit of time. And celebration also begins January 5th. So just give it to maybe the middle of next week. And if not, I will get a catalog and celebration brochure out to you guys right away. I do know that the celebration, the catalogs have been hitting some of my customers' mailboxes just in this last week. So I want to make sure you guys know that they are getting out there. They are getting delivered. So just please be patient. And if not, I will get them out to you guys in about a week. Okay. Let's see here. What else do I have? So what kind of classes am I going to be offering in January was a question I got today. I have for you in January a Valentine's Day card class, a Valentine's or love themed sampler class. There's our beautiful bundle called the Fine Art Floral. I've got Fine Art Floral card class ready to go. There's a really, really nice strawberry and fruit paper. So there's a strawberry stamp set and coordinating punch that's in the catalog, but then you can get the designer paper and another coordinating stamp set for free with a $100 order, and I'm featuring both of that in a class. And then I have another, I'm going to be starting to do in January. It'll be January 30th. I am going to be offering a Zoom, I got a live class through Zoom. Don't let Zoom scare you. It's very easy. I send a link. You click the link. It's pretty easy to use, but I'm going to be doing an actual class over Zoom on a specific date and time that we will all log into, and we stamp together and create fun projects. So I have a fun class on January 30th that I'll be doing, a new offering that I'll be offering after the first of the year by doing a class that we will actually do together over Zoom. And I'm really, really stoked about offering that. I've had about 3 or 4 people message me and ask if it's something I would consider doing. And so after looking through things, decided, yep, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm excited to offer that as well. So with that, I am going to transition my camera down to our stamp area, and you will see that I've designed 4 different projects for you that are specific for New Year's or New Year cards or New Year, projects, anything like that you want to consider it to be. So there's still time to make these projects, okay? And these projects are perfect. Like I had someone say to me, I didn't have time to get out my Christmas cards. Well, you can send a New Year card, and one of these cards that I'm going to showcase is actually perfect for that. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down to my stamp area, and we will get started with some fun and cute projects. So one moment while I transition my camera down. Okay. So let me transition my camera down here to our stamp area for you to see some of my cute projects that I've created for you. Woohoo, there's your little sneak peek. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so with that, I am going to take, so yeah, Penny, if you don't have your stuff, your catalogs, probably in the next, give it another 4 or 5 days. They just started getting out there. Let me know, and then I'll get one in the mail to you, okay? All right, so the one product that I want to showcase tonight that I have never ever used, and I'm telling you, after using it tonight, you are going to want to have this. It is our foam sheets. These are our foam adhesive sheets. They're in our annual catalog, and they are $8, and you get 6 sheets that look like this. You can see that I only have 4.5 left because we've used the other ones on our projects for tonight. So how it works is it's kind of like a big dimensional basically. And what I do is I pick off one of the sides, it doesn't matter which one, and I adhere a piece of cardstock the same size of the foam sheet. And then I ran it through my Stamp and Emboss die cutting machine, okay? And then it cuts out your letters and it makes them, or your numbers in this case, and it makes them foamy. Isn't that cool? So if you wanted to do this with with names for projects and stuff, it makes the whole thing foamy, so you wouldn't have to use dimensionals. And I'm like, this is so cool. Why have I not used these before? I love them and so easy to use. And I ran them through the machine just like I would if it was a die cut, and it cut them right out, no problem at all. So again, they are called our foam adhesive sheets. They come in a package just like our dimensionals do, and they come just like this. So let me get all 4 of these. They come 6 to a pack for $8, and they come like that inside then a plastic little bag, just like I said, just like our dimensionals do. So I really, really like that. And they're really cool, just like a great big dimensional is what it looks like. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to share with you tonight is this one right here. Now, I will tell you guys, like I said, I designed all these projects just today. I woke up this morning and I'm like, I've got to go live for these ladies. And I've got to get my butt moving back on getting me back into a schedule because I've gotten really out of my schedule. So today, Nicole came down. Nicole is my daughter-in-law. And anybody who knows me knows that I never take credit for a project that I do not make. So Nicole made this card today and used Bumblebee cardstock and used Very Vanilla and paired it with the Pretty Peacock. And so we are going to make this card first. And I like it. Didn't she do a good job, you guys? So yeah, then she topped off some of these stars. So another product that I'm really focusing on today is the star dies. Now let me show you guys the star dies. If you don't have the star dies yet, you got to get them. So the star dies I used for my projects for the new year, but these star dies you could also use for graduations. You could also use the star dies for, gosh, just about anything. And I really like them because of the versatility of them. So you'll see this one right here I used quite a bit, and then you have all of these different sizes of the different stars, and then you have the little decor one that goes inside of the stars, which you'll see I used that here in just a couple minutes on a different card that I did. But yeah, I mean, lots of different things you can do here with these stars. Now these dies are in our annual catalog, and when I started thinking about the New Year projects, I was really struggling with what I could actually specifically use that would kind of work for the New Year, and this is the first thing that I thought of was these dies right here. Now the other thing I used tonight on almost all of my projects is the Playful Alphabet dies. Now these dies, these are about an inch. These letters are all about an inch. There's letters and there's numbers in here to do an alphabet. So we use the 2021. We actually already put them back on here, but these just come right off. But you get that whole alphabet, and that's also, I don't have the price handy on this, but it's in our annual catalog in the back where all the other dies are. And we used that for all of our projects tonight for the year. And we use those foam sheets on all of the projects. Okay, so let's make this one first, and let me bring in my, oh, and I just dropped everything that she had so nicely put together. So our base for this card is the Very Vanilla cut 5.5 by 8.5. We're gonna fold that in half. And I need to pick up everything that my shirt sleeve just dropped on the floor. So bear with me here. I'm like, where did all my stuff go? So I have lots of stars to pick up. I guess it's par for the course, right? Some of these stars remind me of the little foil stars that we used to get in the little packages. Like, look how little those are. Reminds me of the little like foil stars. Like when I was in school, we'd get a star on our paper if we did a good job. That's what those remind me of. So those were all on the floor. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of stamping on this piece. So what Nicole did is she also cut a layer that's 5 1/4 by 4, and then one that's 5 by 3 3/4. And we're gonna do some stamping on this one right here. She used Bumblebee ink, and then she also used Pretty Peacock ink. Now, if anyone is interested in putting it in order from now through, and I'm still going to leave it through Sunday, even though it's only Wednesday, you will receive 3 of these projects in the mail. You'll receive 2 cards, and then you'll receive my 3D project, which you'll see here that I'll showcase in just a couple of minutes. So we're going to do some stamping of these circles on here, and we're just going to kind of stamp wherever. And yeah, I'm stamping on my paper, but that's okay. So I got some of those colors on there. Let me find my chamois thing to clean this off. And then we're going to stamp some in the Pretty Peacock. And I'm just kind of going to go over top of some of these as well. Just going to do 2 on that. So for that, the stamp set that she used for that one is actually a stamp set that is retiring. It is I think it's the Warm Hugs. Let me find the stamp sets. I have all the stamp sets out. We've used a variety of different stamp sets for these projects today. Yeah, it's the Warm Hugs. So it's just this little one right here, this little circle one that she used for that. Let me put my inks away. Hi, Nancy and Rhonda. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere these together using some Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to adhere this on here like that. And then I'm going to adhere this right directly onto my card base. So on all of my cards tonight, I did not use any ribbon. All I used was the star embellishment, the star dies, and then some of the stars themselves, and then the numbers here. Yeah, it's all we used. Kind of cool, right? Okay, so then from there, she cut out some of these stars, so you can see some of them here. And like I said, I have many of them on the floor still. Okay, I'm going to put these on. These bigger ones she put on with a dimensional. It was so funny when she was creating this card. She's like, well, you don't have to say that I made it. And I said, now, Nicole, have I ever not given somebody credit? She's like, well, I know, but you could have easily come up with this card. It's really, really easy. And I said, doesn't matter. You created it. I'm giving you the credit. So she was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. So she's learned really fast not to argue with me. So yay, right? Now these little ones I'm going to go ahead and put on with some a glue dot. These are just the little ones. Now the neat thing here is with these little stars, let me show you a sneak peek of our next card. So our next card is this one. You can see this element right here that we've cut out. And then these stars are all stars that come out of that. So we kept them and used them on other projects. Just a quick, easy way to be able to get more stars without having to, actually cut a bunch more out. So that was kind of a neat thing that we were able to use them for. Okay. So you guys kind of get the gist of it, and you can add more stars to that if you want. Here you're going to see a piece of that foam where we cut out the 2021 for our sample. And then here she cut out the 2021, but left them in here so that I can show you how easy they are to punch out of these foam sheets. They come right out, no problem at all. And they cut out so awesome. And we can even cut more out of that, so I'm not going to throw it away just yet. And then you just peel off the backing like you would a dimensional, and you put down the 2000. Let me get the center of that out. Isn't this cool? Hi, Janet. I think it is so cool that these just punch right out, and it just makes it kind of look like it's, You can kind of see that it layers it up really nice right there. And there you have the very first card. And then the final thing that Nicole did is she topped it off with some of the gilded gems, and she used a pack all up, so I don't want to open up another pack right now. But we topped off a couple of the bigger stars with the gilded gems, and just to kind of finish that card off. But isn't that cool? Yeah, so I thought you did a really good job. Like I said, these dies would also be great for, like, you know, graduation cards, because you could tailor it to the color of the school colors for whatever school they're graduating from, and incorporate the year. Just awesome. Okay, so that is card number 1 designed for you guys. Okay, so my next project is my 3D project that I'm going to share with you. Now, some of you may have seen me post this as a picture prior to the holidays, and a lot of you liked it, so I decided to showcase it for you here. Now, I cannot take full credit for this awesome 3D project. It's a little calendar on a little easel. I actually saw Kelly Atchison make this, and I fell in love with it, thought it was the perfect stamp set. I changed up the paper and the colors a little bit, but I have to give her credit for this project because it is not something that I created. I've made calendars like this before, but again, with this stamp set and the 2021 on there. Now, these little calendars, it's a little rip-off calendar. You can see it's for all 12 months. I get those from tailoredexpressions.com. So tailoredexpressions.com. Now, I also have a few extra if anybody's interested in some. These you get 10 calendars. I know they're not where Kelly got her calendars from, but I always get mine from Tailored Expressions. There are 10 calendars for $3.50. So it's a really a good value. And I like to have these calendars on my desk at work. I just set them up like this on my desk, and I have a reference for a calendar, and I give them out as gifts. So I'm going to show you guys how I made this. And we're going to change it up a little bit, though, and use a little bit of a different color of Designer Series paper. Now, the Designer Series paper that I chose to use is from our annual catalog. It is called the Playing with Patterns designer paper. It is 6 by 6, and you get so many different colors that coordinate that you could make these calendars with. Just tons and tons and tons of colors. And so, like I said, I chose to focus on a different one on my video with you guys. So it's so simple to do. Looks hard, but it's really simple. I do need my measurements here with me, though, so that I can tell you guys them. I'll also add these measurements to the description of the video so that you'll have them as well up there. So you're going to start with a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 cardstock. This is the same size you would start with if you were doing a card that opened up from the bottom, okay, or top, you know, bottom up kind of thing. And thank you, Shireen, and hi, Kit. And then you're going to have a piece of Designer Series paper that is cut 5 1/4 by 4. Now, if you wanted to add more layers to this, you could. I could have put a mat underneath there and made this a little bit smaller, but I thought that that just kind of popped the color just enough for me. The stamp set that I chose to use is the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set. And this was actually Rhonda Wade's $1 million stamp set. So she created this stamp set with these awesome greetings. And this Make Today Ridiculously Awesome I thought was kind of cool and fitting for a calendar. So that's kind of why I was like, oh, that's so cool. I have to do that too. But you could also put You Are My Sunshine, or any of these sayings would be awesome sayings to put on your calendar. So you wouldn't need to just do that one sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this onto my card front. Let me get those numbers out of here. I should have actually probably stamped first, but that's okay. We'll stamp after. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my Memento black ink. Hi, Debbie. And I'm using that Make Today Ridiculously Awesome stamp, and I'm going to make sure that I get this inked up really good. Now, this is a really tight fit, so you want to stamp really close to the top of your Designer Series paper. Lesson learned, my first one, I did not do that. So I'm going to stamp really high up here, and I'm just going to kind of hold this down really good and hope I get a really good stamped image that I've held it in the ink long enough. But if not, you know, you'll get the gist of it, I think, there it is. Turned out really good. Okay. And then from there, what you're going to do, depending on where you get your calendars, like I said, I get mine at Tailored Expressions, and they come 10 calendars for $3.50. So let me show you my little calendar. This is where they come from, tailoredexpressions.com. You'll see the address right down here on the bottom. And then the top one just tears off and it starts with January. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to measure your calendar so you know what color. Let me bring my calendar back in. So you know what size, to put underneath of it. You can see underneath here I got a Coastal Cabana. So I used Coastal Cabana for the base of this. And then you can see I've got the Coastal Cabana underneath of that. And so this calendar measured 3 by 2 1/4. So I knew that I would need my piece to be 1/4 of an inch bigger. So my 1/4 of an inch bigger is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. And it's gonna fit on there perfectly. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Yes, I just got my nails done today, actually. And we went for, my nail tech called it the New York look. So I'm not sure where he gets that from, but he called it the New York look. What I did to adhere my calendar down is I put adhesive all the way along all 4 of the sides, okay? All the way along. And then I adhered it directly onto this. And you want a little bit of a border around there. And then this you're going to adhere to your card all the way down here on the bottom as well. And the same thing, you're going to want to measure or do your adhesive all the way around. Oh, Shelby, you still have time, though, to make your calendars. I'm just making these right now for my people I work with, too. I'll also be, I think, selling a few of these. I know I had a couple people ask when I posted the picture of this, which is why I chose to share it on my Facebook Live. So I'll be making a few of these to sell as well for anybody who might be interested in that as an option. So then that's going to adhere my calendar down really, really good. And then I'm just going to put my 2021, and now these I made the same color, and after I made them, I realized that I probably should have made them in the Coastal Cabana, but I thought, okay, doesn't matter, I'm going to use them anyway. So these I just went ahead and then layered these on the top up here. So I'm gonna put those on. And again, you can see that I used the exact same foam sheets. They're so cool, you guys. So I'm just gonna put my year up here, 2021. It's like one great big dimensional. It's so cool. So cool. 2021. And then I'm going to show you how I got my first 2 a little crooked, but oh well, it happens sometimes when I'm used to stamping closer to me, so when I'm stamping further away, it makes it a little tough. But check this out. It comes right back up. Woohoo! Check that out. Okay. So I'm going to put it down a little bit straighter. There we go. All right, 2021. So now I'm going to show you how to do the little easel part, okay? So here's my little easel part. You can see it in there, and that's just to help support to hold the calendar up. And you're going to start with a piece of coordinating cardstock. So whatever color you did your base in, you're going to have a little piece of cardstock here. This is, let me see here, 3 by 4 1/4, and then you're going to score here on the short side at 1/2 of an inch, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2, and you have those 3 little layers, okay? Then from here, we are just going to kind of make this accordion fold, and I'm hoping that I'm doing it the right accordion fold. We will soon find out. Yeah, I did. Okay. And then what you're going to do, this is going to go in here on the bottom. So you can see that you have the little, looks like a little accordion fold. And the little parts are going to glue down to the bottom of the front and the back of this. So what we're going to do is we are going to put some tear and tape. I'm going to actually just use snail for the purposes of my video today to make it, or the seal, sorry, seal. I'll go back and add tear and tape later because tear and tape takes a little bit of time. But I'm just going to add a little bit of the tear and tape onto this. And this is going to go down here on the bottom of my card. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I added some adhesive and I'm putting it down here on the bottom. I'm just going to push that really good. And then I would put the tear and tape here as well and bring it over and adhere it there. So then you have a little bit of a support underneath there. And then for the tear and tape, I think I do have the tear and tape here that I can show you if you haven't seen or used the tear and tape. Oh, I guess I did not bring the tear and tape over to my table, thinking I was just going to use the regular adhesive. But I think you guys get the idea. So this one would then adhere to the bottom of that. And then you would have a cute little calendar. Isn't that so, so cute? And what a great way of using those foam adhesive sheets to kind of make your year stand out. Like I said, I should have cut that one out with the Coastal Cabana, but you can see here on my sample how awesome that sticks out by using it with that. Isn't that an awesome project? I love it, love it, love it. And what I like about it is that it's kind of like the gift that somebody can use all year round, you know, with having the calendar handy, and the greeting and sentiment is just perfect as well. So there is my project number 2. Isn't that cute? Okay, so the next project that I have to share with you guys is a card. You probably already saw the sneak peek when I showcased it earlier, but isn't this one gorgeous for the new year? So if you haven't sent out Christmas cards and you're thinking, okay, I really need to get some cards in the mail, you could easily send some 2021 cards. This says celebrate. And then on the inside, I stamped, hope this year is filled with promises of many bright tomorrows. How perfect is that sentiment? Now that sentiment is from our stamp set. It's called A Wish for Everything. So it's this stamp set right here that I found that greeting in, that I thought was perfect, right here in the bottom, that I thought was perfect for this card. Love it, right? And so for this card, now Nicole also helped with this card. We were working down here together at the same time, so I gotta mention her on this and do a call out as well. So she also we used Very Vanilla. I just thought Very Vanilla was kind of classic right now for the new year. I just think it kind of, I don't know, it was a little bit classier than using regular white. So I'm going to fold my card base in half. This is Very Vanilla, 5.5 by 8.5. And then she cut out, and let me show you what she did. So this was what I had mentioned to her to do. So you got to ignore all of the marks that are on this because I need to change my cutting plates and I was too lazy to do that. But what I had her do was cut out all of the things that we need for this card right here out of this piece of gold foil. Now this gold foil is cut 5 by 3 3/4, and it's the piece that we are going to use there on the bottom because we are going to cover it up by a piece of 4 3/4 by 3.5 cardstock, and then a smaller piece of Whisper White. Okay, so no one's going to be able to see that we use the center to cut out all of the things that we need. This awesome element right here. She used this to cut out her stars as well. Isn't that a cool little tip? I know I've showcased it before, but it's definitely something to consider. Like I said, I need to change you can see all of the marks from my cutting plates because I need to replace them, but I, you know, try to use as much as I can because that's just kind of how I roll. So we're going to layer all of these together. So I'm going to put my basic black, on top of this. And again, no one's going to see that. Thanks, Kathy. I think it is too, because again, no one's going to see that I cut out the center because that's just going to all get glued down. Nifty, right? This is what I did for my own Christmas card that I made this year. I did the Earth, I think, one, and I pulled everything, cut everything out like that too. It really saves a lot of money because these foil sheets, you only get like 2 of them for $5. So it made it really, really nice. So now I'm just going to finish pulling out all of these little pieces. Okay, so this she glued down with some of our Tombow liquid glue. So I'm hoping that I pulled the right one out of my bin, that it will work because I've had some that get clogged. Here we go. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive onto this. And that I got a little too much there. Comes out fast. And then from there, I'm going to just adhere it down. Oh, whoop, gotta put this down first. I almost forgot to put the Very Vanilla. Okay. So that's gonna go on there. She was all worried she was gonna cut this the wrong size. She did great. Okay, and then this just went down on the card like that. And I didn't take the time to put as much glue on as she did. You can see hers is all glued down. Mine isn't. Because I just, you know, didn't do that. Okay, and then we put on these stars. Now these are all part of those same dies for the stars. And for this, we are going to use dimensionals in the middle. I probably should have had a mini for that, but that's okay. And this one she put right in the middle of this. So it kind of looked like it just kind of fit in there. And then put one up here like this. And one down here on the bottom. And then here we have our 2021 letters. So there's our 2. And our 0 will be next. It's all sticking to me. There we go. 2021. Can you guys believe it's going to be 2021 soon? I'm just in awe over that. Like, it's just, yeah, crazy to think about that. Okay, and then I used the word celebrate, or the stamp celebrate. That comes from the Itty Bitty Greetings, and I'm going to stamp celebrate up there on the top. She made me do the stamping on the card because she didn't want to accidentally get it on there crooked. And, well, I got it on there crooked anyway when I stamped the original. Did pretty good on that one. And then that greeting went on the inside, which I'll stamp that on the inside of mine later. But isn't that a gorgeous card? Now, again, a great one that you could also use for graduation and incorporating different colors and things like that. This could also be a great retirement card or anything like that. Sometimes you just need unique cards that you can use that, you know, for more than different occasions. And this is one of those that I think would work perfect. You could also embellish this card with some of those gilded gems if you wanted to. But love how that card turned out. Again, those adhesive foam sheets just really tie that in really good with them, the whole thing being popped right up. Okay, thank you, Janet. I think it's a pretty one too. Okay, so my last project to share with you guys is this card right here. So I had a lot of this paper left. This paper, this designer paper that you're seeing on this card right here. So this is my last card for you guys. Again, I kind of went with all of the look for the whole foil look. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you, and thank you, Kit. And so for this one, I had a bunch of this paper is from the Gilded Autumn fall themed paper, and I had, you can see it's the fall themed paper. I had a lot of this paper left over, this pattern right here. And so when I was trying to figure out what else I had that was current and able to be used, I pulled out this piece and went, oh my gosh, I can make a really pretty card with that designer series paper as well. So again, because I had my Very Vanilla out, we still use the Very Vanilla. So 5.5 by 8.5 of Very Vanilla. And then I cut a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of that designer series paper. So see, you can see it's that fall themed paper from that Gilded Autumn. And so if you have any of this paper, I think this paper might be sold out, but I know that I didn't use a lot of this pattern of it, and I thought, that's a good use of this paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that on there like that. And then I put a little bit of vellum on here just to kind of soften the look a little bit. You can see the vellum underneath here right there. And all I did for that was put a little bit of adhesive right in the middle because no one's going to see it. It's going to be covered up once I layer my stars. So it's not all adhered down. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so then I layered some stars. I cut a big star with the mint macaron, because that's the mint macaron color in there. And then I have a gold star that is mint macaron. And then this is the one that I cut out with the star that gives it the awesome little patterned look. And so I'm just going to adhere these two together. A little bit of adhesive. And because they are sized the way they are, they fit in here perfect. And then I'm going to put this one on with a glue dot right in the middle. And it's gonna, again, fit in here perfectly. Look at that. And then I put this whole thing on with dimensionals. This one I also incorporated that same gold element. So again, all those stars that you see that I have on here that are around are the stars that come from this piece right here. Okay, love it. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive down in the middle, and I did not glue this all together down because it's going to be covered up where I put that adhesive with those stars. So put that at an angle, and then this is going to go on with some dimensionals. Thanks, you guys, for all the awesome compliments. Not bad for pulling this together today at 2 o'clock, right? So yeah, and yeah, Rhonda, this would be a great use of some scraps too. So yeah, okay, and then the star's just gonna go on there like that. And then, like I said, I used the stars that came out of that element that's in the middle, and no waste, right? So the one I did put on with a dimensional, I should probably use a little dimensional, but I'm not. I'm going to use this one. And then these two I just put on with a couple of glue dots. Oh, thank you, Philomena. And like I said, I got back the star dies are still available. They are in our annual catalog, so they are available for purchase. How cool is that? And then I used that same the same sentiment. Hope this year is filled with promises of many bright tomorrows. Again, it could also be a graduation card if you wanted it to be, and whichever you want. Now you could also put this down here at the bottom. You could put it wherever you'd like. I put it on with a couple of dimensionals. But when I took my mom home yesterday, and I'm driving home going, oh my gosh, I have got to get thinking about what I'm gonna, get in my classes done. I had a few things designed before I went for Christmas break. And I'm telling you, I'm like, I just need to do this. That's why the post went out at like 9 this morning that I was going live. And I'm like, I'll get projects done. So lo and behold, I did. I then used the Star Designer elements. These are also in our annual catalog. And I put one of the stars in the middle. Now these are more of a brass look, but I think it looks okay with the gold. Let me make sure I put that up in the middle. Otherwise it looks kind of funky not being in the middle. Facing the same way. There we go. And then I put one up here as well on the corner of my little greeting. And there you have a beautiful card. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, again, for any of you who are interested in ordering any of the products that I showcased tonight, or anything that might be retiring, any $30 order will get you 3 of the projects that I've made tonight, with one of those projects, one of the 3 projects being this awesome calendar, unless you really want the 3 cards instead, but you would be able to get this calendar and then 2 of the 3 cards that I showcased for you. And if you have any questions about what I showcased tonight, by all means you could message me after my Facebook Live or whenever. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. I hope that you all had a wonderful Christmas. Next week we'll be going back to our Facebook Lives on Thursday night. And I'll be getting back into my routine schedule, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm a very schedule-oriented person, so even though I've enjoyed the time of being, I would call it lazy, not really, but just kind of not doing a whole lot, I'm so ready to showcase all these new products for you guys and get started with an awesome celebration after the first of the year. So thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys back here next Thursday night. And I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful new year. And let's just pray that we will soon be able to get back to what we call our normal, or a new normal that we can all adjust to in the new year. And with that, I will sign off. Thanks, everyone, and have a great evening.